have a question more personally towards one of the strategies that we employ when buying houses. Sometimes we can get more money for people if we buy it on like a seller finance where they're the bank and we're paying them money monthly instead of a large sum all at once, which most accountants will recommend. We usually say talk to your accountant, and it's nice from that tax hit in this year, right? It spreads it out. But for Medicaid planning, if they were to do something like that, where maybe we pay them $500 a month for the next 5 years on a note, what are the implications of that?
Income is fine, and holding a promissory note is fine. What happens when the Medicaid applicant becomes eligible? What happens to their income is one of two things. They either pay all their income as a contribution for the part that Medicaid doesn't pick up. They're allowed to keep a small personal needs allowance for themselves. Or some of their income stays with the spouse in the community. If the community spouse's income is very, very low, the nursing home spouse can transfer some of that income so that they have to be brought up to a floor.
Okay.
And, be less problematic going forward, maybe with more women in the workforce, but what you see is, women who stayed home, didn't have a long work history, so their Social Security is really low. Their husband was the primary breadwinner, their Social Security is a little higher, and so the state will allow to take some of that income instead of paying it to the nursing home and keep it for the spouse in the community. So as I said before, income, right, which is what you're talking about, because they're holding a note and getting income. So if that's income that the community spouse gets, well, that's exempt anyway. They never have to pay their income into the pot.
Okay.
And the person receiving Medicaid, if it's income to them, then they just make a bigger contribution to their nursing home, a bigger piece to the nursing contribution. Yeah. So that's actually not a problematic thing, but with the caveat, and in your situation, I'm sure this is the case, that it has to be a for real promissory note, right? It has to be an arm's length transaction. It can't look like some way to just, my estate will forgive the debt, or just some way to transfer money to the kids or something like that. But in a case where you're talking about, that should meet that criteria.